In early 2021, the federal government of Somalia declared a drought in the country. Somalia has faced severe droughts in the past, from 2010 to 2011 and from 2016 to 2017. Partly because of these droughts, the country is currently facing the risk of famine. The UN declared famine in parts of southern Somalia in 2011. In 2017, the country faced the same risk again. Throughout the years, 2011 and 2017 recorded the highest numbers of people projected to experience acute food insecurity. In 2022, these numbers have continued to rise. Over 7 million people have been projected to need food assistance from June to September 2022. In the country, food insecurity is caused by multiple drivers, including drought and conflict. As one of the key drivers of acute food insecurity, the outcome of the rainy season has a significant impact on Somalia. Lower Juba region's SPI 12 is used as an example to show periods of below average rainfall in the country. Historically, the projected number of people facing acute food insecurity in Somalia has risen when rainy seasons had below average rainfall, such as in 2011, 2017, 2019, and most recently from 2021 to 2022. The periods with the highest number of people projected to face acute food insecurity coincided with severe drought. While the weather is a major contributing factor to food insecurity in Somalia, conflict is another driver adding to the crisis. Armed groups like Al-Shabaab and military operations generate violence and insecurity in the country. They disrupt access to markets and livelihoods, which heightens food insecurity. Conflict has also been resulting in new internal displacements every year since 2010. In some instances, higher levels of conflict-related displacement have corresponded with higher levels of projected food insecurity, such as in 2017. Whenever people are displaced, their economic activities are disrupted. IDPs in settlements have limited access to livelihoods, which worsens food insecurity. Armed groups have also restricted humanitarian access in areas of central and southern Somalia. Humanitarian response is typically considered in the estimation of current figures of food insecurity, but not in the estimation of projected figures. From 2018 onwards, current estimations of people experiencing food insecurity have typically been lower than the projected figures. These are the levels of institutional funding for the Somalia humanitarian response plans, coordinated by the UN and partner organizations. The data shows a link between funding and the ability to mitigate levels of acute food insecurity, lowering the number of people experiencing crisis levels of food insecurity or worse. Funding is a crucial factor that may reduce the severity of projected needs. During the 2010 to 2011 drought, funding for the humanitarian response only increased after the UN declared famine in July 2011. As a result, a scale-up in humanitarian assistance was delayed, and an estimated 260,000 people died during that period. During the 2016 to 2017 drought, funding was mobilized earlier, resulting in a faster scale-up of humanitarian assistance. Even though famine was averted, an estimated 45,000 people still died. Currently, in mid-2022, Somalia is facing the risk of another famine, while humanitarian needs are already high across the population. As at 2nd August 2022, already more than halfway through the year, the Somalia Humanitarian Response Plan was 43% funded. Humanitarian food assistance had reached 4 million people by June 2022. By May 2022, there was a higher number of malnutrition cases requiring treatment. An estimated 1.5 million children were facing acute malnutrition. More than a third of the population in Somalia is projected to face acute food insecurity from June to September 2022. Nearly 10% of the population in the most affected area could face starvation, death, and extremely critical acute malnutrition levels by September 2022. Visit the ACAPS Somalia page for more information about the humanitarian crisis in Somalia.